time for a look at your West Tennessee forecast with meteorologist Brian Davis.
Welcome in, everyone, on this Wednesday evening. It's, as I was saying, it's hard to believe it's already Wednesday. It seems like it was just like yesterday that it was the 4th of July, but that was on Saturday. And I don't know, something about the weekend. We had a lot of company in, so it seems like it makes the time race forward. And here we are already towards the end of Wednesday, meaning the weekend is yet again just around the corner here. Well, we got some interesting weather, a lot of changes in the weather to talk about, some for the better, some for the not so good. All right, let's take a look. First of all, we don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings out there, but we do have some storms out there. And also down in the corner of the screen, you'll see we've got that flood watch for north of I-40, and then the flood advisory there for Shelby County, Southwest Tennessee. So be careful there in the low-lying areas. Otherwise, just some isolated to scattered storms. Not everybody's getting the rain. Same old, like we got in the last several days. You're quiet until we get into the afternoon, and then the storms pop. And it's been like this day in and day out lately. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at Savannah coming in at 81. We've got some storms in and around there right now, right over the overpass there. Just some overcast skies here in downtown Parsons. We got 79 degrees, so you can see the wet streets there where we had some storms, some showers and storms, and that has really helped cool it down here. We got a little light southwest wind, about 7 miles per hour. In Memphis, we got a few storms there, mainly west of the city, where it's now 81 degrees. So the good part about this, while these storms bring some flood situations in the short term, they bring a big cool down. Even if you're not underneath them, if you're just near them, you get that rain-cooled outflow that kind of helps to cool the areas in and around those storms. 88 right now in Kenton, where we're feeling like 96, and we've got a few storms in and around there. Again, not everybody's getting the rain, but even if you're like a mile or two away from the storm, you'll feel the cool down as the result. So we got temperatures, what a range here, 90 degrees in Union City and Trenton. Meanwhile, just down the road where we've had some rain recently, 77 in Alamo, 77 in Jackson, 81 in Selmer, but just a little further west, we got 77 degrees, 81 in Memphis, and 82 in Ripley. So quite a range in those temperatures. Well, it's because of those scattered storms, which have cooled some areas down. Winds are predominantly out of the south and west, and the radar, well, it's still got a few storms on there. The strongest storms that I see right now, they're up here in and around Henry and Weakley County. Those will continue to drift slowly to the southeast into like Carroll County, in and around Huntington, Parker's Crossroads, Clarksburg, and then also into Benton County, Big Sandy, down to Camden as we head through this evening. And they could get as far south as about Lexington and Parsons, but they'll begin to fall apart as we get later into the evening, around 7, 8 o'clock this evening. So basically just some isolated to scattered storms out there, nothing that looks too troubling, but there are some areas of lightning there in and around Paris and Greenfield. So just use caution there. We also see some storms in over just south parts of Memphis, and some lightning and thunder with a little storm right there just west of Memphis there, which is going to be turning more off to the south and east, but it'll likely brush through west portions of downtown Memphis. And these will tend to just die down as we go through to about 7 or 8 o'clock. They'll start to fizzle out altogether, and then we'll see more storms start to return tomorrow afternoon. Let's go ahead and take a look at our surface map. This is Thursday. You can see this is going to be a cold front, and it'll be on the approach from the northwest. We will get this front through here that's kind of stalled out today, I think, over towards the East Coast by Thursday. And then we'll see a stronger cold front there to the north and west with an area of low pressure. That's going to sweep through here during the day Thursday. It'll get on the move. And therefore, we do have some severe outlook there for as far south as South Kentucky in the 2 out of 5 risk. And then you can see a good chunk of West Tennessee under that 1 out of 5. And then as we go into Friday, it dives a little bit deeper south, and that puts all of West Tennessee and most of Tennessee, for that matter, in a low-level 1 out of 5 risk. Now, this will take us back like to the weekend where we had the scattered storms, much like we've had today, but it just ups the risk that a couple of those storms could get damaging wind gusts and become severe with some hail larger than nickel size. So we'll be watching there. Let's go ahead and zoom in and we'll get you a closer look at this. So here's tomorrow, and you can see just how close that 2 out of 5 risk comes to us. But again, for West Tennessee, it's mainly along and north of I-40 in that 1 out of 5. And then for Friday, all of West Tennessee goes in the 1 out of 5. And that's mainly for damaging wind gusts, brief damaging wind gusts, and some brief areas of larger hail, much like we saw during the afternoon, the 4th of July, and on Friday, and I think we had a little bit there on Sunday of this weekend. So not much of a change other than it's just going to be a little bit better risk of a severe storm to develop tomorrow and Friday. Rest of this evening, you can see the storms die down by about 8 or 9 o'clock. We're quiet through the night, heading into Friday morning. Here we are, 11 a.m., right through noon. Here's 3 o'clock. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the evening tomorrow. It seems to be the most active there. We get that round through. Then here's 10 o'clock through midnight. Look at that round. And it just kind of hangs in there right through about 8, 9, 10 a.m. on Friday morning. And then we have another round looks to be coming through from northwest Tennessee late Friday into Saturday morning. And then Saturday evening, another round of storms. So it's going to be quite active. That's the main story here as we head towards the end of the week. Looking at the overnight planner, so we'll be dropping down to about 71 by morning. There will be some patchy fog. Rain chances will hold up there about 30 to 35% through about 7 o'clock, and then they drop to 20% or less. And waking up in the morning will be about 71 degrees, a mix of clouds and sunshine. And then we'll be up to about 77 by 8 a.m. And then look at the heat over the next few days. So we're going to ramp up there for a couple of days. We may wind up seeing a heat advisory briefly, but this doesn't look like a long-term event like what we had last week. So just a couple of short days of some more intense heat, and then we're going to really see a drop. That's our model blend of temperatures projected over the next 7 days. Here's the latest thinking here from the Weather Center. 88 for the high for today, 70 for the overnight low. I'm thinking about 93 there for tomorrow. 40% chance that you'll get a storm at your house or any given area in West Tennessee. But there is a greater chance that a couple of those storms could get severe tomorrow. So that's why I put strong to severe storms possible. On Friday, 40% odds, mainly isolated storms, pop-up storms. Not everybody gets them. But again, there is a low risk that a couple of those storms could get severe. Then Saturday, we got better rain odds with our next cold front. Watch what this is going to do. Yeah, we'll keep 70% odds Saturday, 60% on Sunday. Look at those temperatures, though. 85 is my latest thinking there for Sunday. And then we're only going to be in the 87 for a high there on Monday and Tuesday. Looking a lot better in those temperatures. So I'm hoping all this kind of pans out, but that's the way things are leaning with the latest data. But just be, mindful of the weather over the next couple of days. Thursday and Friday, we'll be in house and we'll, track any of the storms if they try to get real strong or severe, as always. And you can also check us on our website, and we'll be doing those social media updates as well. All right, guys, have a great rest of your Wednesday evening. We're going to get there just around the corner from the weekend. We got to get through some bumpy storms there tomorrow and Friday, but then we're looking forward to a cool down as we head second half of the weekend into next week. Take care, everyone.
We are West Tennessee Weather Channel.